Once you've completed the Research tab, it's time to move to the Engineering tab. In the Engineering tab, it's going to take a couple seconds to load, and when this loads, it will turn all dark blue. What we're really interested in is the items off here to the left. You'll see instead of one read icon or a page icon, we now have two rows of icons. One is a wrench, and one is a view or an I button. So the wrench is a setup. So when you click on a setup, you'll get this docking station, and here's where you can actually modify sections of the bridge or your simulated bridge. The view button allows you to actually see it in 3D or 2D depending on which tab you are, so you can see what you've changed. There are several items that I do not want you to change in here. Again, we're going to be having a competition where you're going to go against your fellow classmates. So in order to keep everything fair, this bridge icon or this bridge site and setup is a no touchy. So don't go in here and change any items on here. Otherwise, you will be eliminated from the competition. Underneath envelope, the things you can change in here, you can change the width of your bridge, you can change the height of the bridge. That won't really matter too much. The truss type is definitely something you will be changing, and number of bays we'll get back to, and that's another item that you're going to be able to change. And not much goes on the view icon there. 2D truss is where you actually get a sample of your bridge. All right, the setup here, you don't want to change anything in here because everybody needs to be on balsa wood. So no setup for a 2D truss. But underneath the View tab is where you can edit your truss. So you can click, hold, move, and drag different parts of the bridge around. The only thing you cannot do is delete or add a member. You can only move what's here existing. If you want to add more members, that's underneath the envelope, underneath the number of bays. So if I increase this for 7 and hit the apply button, you're going to see that it resets my bridge, but with much more members and joints inside of it. And now I have 7 bays or divisions across the bottom of my bridge. I can also change the bridge type. So if I want to go to like a Pratt style bridge, or let's see, Warren 2, you can see it definitely changes the type of bridge that's there. And again, I can click and move and modify these areas or where it's located. I just cannot add or subtract members from where they are. After you're done modifying this, again, we can come up to here where I can change the height of my bridge. So if I want to go to 3 inches or something like that, I can do that. And again, it's going to reset what you've done to your bridge, but it will allow you a little bit more freedom. So we'll get into how to save bridges in a little bit in case you don't want to lose the work you're at. All right, so there's my bridge. That's what I'm going to do. All right, to get rid of docking stations, all you have to do is hit done. And to get rid of what you're viewing, you just hit the view button. View 3D truss. It shows you what it would look like in wood. The floor, both the view and the setup icons, you shouldn't be going into because we're not going to modify the floor at all. And same with the roof. We're not going to modify the roof at all, so we don't want to go into there. 3D structure just gives you a sense of what it looks like if it would be actually built. And that's what your bridge will look like when we laser cut it out and glue it together. The load test, we want to change the applied load. You want to look at where the forces are being applied to your bridge. So if you want to start at 45, that's great, but you're going to max out at 200 pounds. Floor system just gives you an idea of how much your floor can hold up. So for instance, this floor that's standard will hold up 53 pounds. The truss system is where we're interested in because what we're looking at is a couple of these numbers up here. So we're looking at my truss, the maximum capacity is only 28 pounds per side. And that's where I would come back into the envelope and the 2D truss areas and modify and change different things on my truss to see if I can increase how much my bridge would hold up. So you can see the mass of my bridge increasing there a little bit, but it's not really changing how much it will hold up overall. That one did. Went from 28 to 39 pounds, or 29 to 38 pounds. So you can see where you can improve how much your bridge can hold up using that. The view icon here is also really helpful because this shows you where the stresses are in your bridge. All right, we got some compression on the bottom where the two forces are coming together, and then you have tension where the forces are being pulled apart up here. Now, the lighter the color shades or the shades in the middle of this graph are better. So if I go back to my load test and I put in some more pounds, so we'll go up to 55 pounds and apply it, you can see now I'm starting to get some red areas here, and that's where my bridge is going to start to fail. And you're going to do that, you can do it all the way up to 200 pounds, but that's where you can see um, how much your bridge can hold up and where the forces on the bridge overtake what's going on. So you can see all these joints here are dark colors, so all these areas would be areas of failure. But where it's lighter colors like here in the middle, those would probably survive. So when you're done doing that, done modifying your bridge, and you're ready to go into competition phase, what you want to do is come up here and you're going to save. All right. The name is going to be simply your last name and a period number. If you're doing multiple versions of a bridge, put a 1 or 2 or name it something else. But for the one you're going to turn into the competition, you want to make sure it's your last name and then a period number. So for instance, Gogler, and then I would say period 1. And then I would save a working copy if I don't want to enter it in a competition or if I want to modify it some more. But when you're completely done, you're going to save and enter the competition with that bridge.